No more rebuttal. We'll move on to our fourth question. It has to do with health care. I want to read the question. I want to put a little bit of a shall we say, an emphasis explanation. The question is, state those provisions of the health care law that was just recently passed, which you believe to be most troublesome and problematic, and if these provisions are repealed, would you then support the law? Now, in answer to the question, to the benefit of our participants here this evening, let's be as specific as we can on the provision of the health care law that was just passed that are problematic rather than the general rhetoric we've heard out there. We'll start first with Steve Westell.
Well, Les, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be very general here. We need to repeal the bill, okay? The fact is it's not constitutional, and I don't like any part of it. But since you asked for specifics, why is the education system, the takeover of the education system, in a health care bill, folks? There's one reason. It's called control. Yes. That's what this is all about. It's about control, okay? You want to fix the healthcare system? Let's send some illegals home, okay? We're paying for them right there in our healthcare system. They use our emergency rooms as their general doctor, and they don't pay their bills, okay? I pay their bill when I go in there after that, and I have insurance. So we need to send some folks home, and then we need to take some personal responsibility for some of these folks that don't pay their medical bills. We got to quit abusing the healthcare system, okay? There's a whole lot in this bill that I don't even want to get into. It's too enormous for me to even see, to try to evaluate and comprehend. The funding of abortion, folks, I don't want to pay for that. If you want an abortion, pay for it yourself. I don't agree with it, and my dollars shouldn't go for it. The education system, obviously, that's controlled. I can't get any more specific than that, other than I will not accept any part of the bill. We're going to repeal the law. And if somebody tells you we can't repeal the law, I'm sorry, folks, we repeal them all the time. They are jumping around because they don't want to repeal them, because maybe they're part of that system that wants control. So there is no other answer. Repeal the law.
Thank you, Steve. Dan Stockton, the health care law, provisions that are problematic, and repeal them.
I agree with Steve. There isn't anything that isn't problematic about it. It comes down to control. He's absolutely correct. Our government is going to control our health care. They have control over private industry and the automotive industry. They have control of the banking industry. Now they want control of our health and well-being. The biggest thing that I think that sticks out for me is the funding of abortions. Federal funding of abortions is something that is in that law that must go. The second thing that is extremely problematic to me is why is the IRS department given the authority to be responsible for controlling and maintaining it. And thirdly, I suppose, would be the creation of an entirely new bureaucracy. And I suppose also with the penalties that are involved if you don't have insurance. There's so many problems in here, if you stand up all day and list every one of them, you pretty much read the entire thing and everything about what's problematic. Now, to correct that, I don't disagree that we need to have some control as far as help with our healthcare system in this country. We need tort reform. We need that. We certainly need that, but we do not need our government to control how it's maintained. Let the private industry take care of those things. Let the states take care of how they want to control. We do it very well in Indiana. We do it very well with a tribunal that reviews all malpractice cases before it goes to court. And that's what we need in other states. Let Indiana be a shining example. And we can enumerate that at the federal level. Say, hey, here's what Indiana's doing. Why don't you take this back to your home state and see what you can do to help out with your health care in your state. Another thing that we can do is eliminate the state line borders that we have to buy our health insurance. If you repeal the exemption from the McCarran-Ferguson Act from 1946 to allow the individual to purchase insurance anywhere across the nation, what best fits their needs, then you get capitalism at work at its best. And that's what we need. In the meantime, folks, we need to defund health care. We need to defund it and not let the IRS get any more control of our lives than it already has. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Healthcare reform law, troublesome provisions, and repeal efforts. Larry Bucshon.
Well, first of all, let me say as a doctor that all the doctors I know out there realize that we need health care reform. And now we all realize that we've gotten the wrong type of reform. I don't support the bill at all. I don't think there's anything really in the bill that is going to be a long-term benefit. But specifically, the biggest problems I see, since our economy and job loss right now is a big issue, is the new taxes and the new penalties that are in this bill. As you've probably seen, large businesses as well as small businesses have come out recently saying that the penalties alone for their business is going to cost them so much money that they're going to have to decrease benefits and lay off workers. AT&T estimated that the penalties alone will cost them $1 billion in 1 quarter of the year. The result of that will be further job loss. The unemployment level will go up. The tax base will actually shrink. And that's just part of the problem. The small businesses also, there's other businesses. I know a friend who works for Medtronic Corporation, which is a fairly sizable business, but it's a medium-sized business. They've estimated, they sent out a company-wide memo, 1,000 employees nationwide, based on the new penalties and taxes, are going to have to be eliminated. So there's so many problems with the bill, but the biggest problem that, since you asked the question, I see is definitely the taxes and the penalties. It's not good for the economy, it's not good for business, and ultimately it's not good for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.